The other thing John is involved with is an organisation called Farming Community Network, or FCN. I just thought while we're here, I'd get John to explain a bit about what that is, what they do, and how he's involved. So, John, what is Farming Community Network?
Right, I'll go back and tell the story very briefly.
Yeah.
It was 1995. There was a guy in the Midlands who was concerned about the suicide rate amongst farmers and thought we need to do something to have some organisation maybe can support farmers when they're going through tough times. So he had set up FCN with some other organisations, and it really came into its own during Foot and Mouth just 5 or 6 years later. And that was after that I got involved because I heard about the good work that they were doing supporting farmers in Yorkshire during the Foot and Mouth time. FCN, came to the fore then and was able to support a lot of farmers through that really stressful time. And then we got involved in setting up Northumberland Farm Crisis Network, as it was at the time, which has evolved to Farming Community Network.
And so what you talk about support, what sort of support do they help with?
We talk about walking with people.
Okay.
So a lot of farmers are quite independent and self-sufficient, and if they hit difficult times, they don't like to go and talk to another farmer and say, "Look, I'm struggling." And so we're an ear really for people to talk to. And we do try and signpost them, or we can even. I mean, a lot of the cases we get, a lot of people ring up. It's financial problems, tied in with government subsidy problems, which are triggers off personal farm finance problems.
Yeah, go between somewhere, I don't know, an advocate, a counsellor, somewhere in the midst of that.
Yes, not professional counsellor, not advisors, but we can walk with. We like to use that term.
I see. Okay.
And support and help and be a listening ear and just try and help people through difficult times they're going through.
Like you say, a lot of farmers I think are independent people, and to ask for help is maybe not their first instinct.
It's usually the farmer's wife who rings up and says, "My husband is."
Yeah, and that's fair enough. And they're just looking out for the people that matter to them. But that's really interesting. I think as people talk about coronavirus, I think coronavirus has maybe brought it to the fore. But we've always, people have been isolated before that, and I've hit rough patches before that. So maybe if anything, it's just got them thinking.
Yes, the cases coming in have increased a little bit over the time, because everyone's struggling a bit on there now with mental health and different issues with being isolation.
Absolutely.
Farmers like to go to the mart and chat with their mates and
go to the pub, and
that's not happening at the minute. And
taken away from
already an isolated situation. So
absolutely. So two more questions. If you think you're struggling, or you think you might know someone who's struggling, what's the best way to go about getting in contact with FCN?
We have a helpline which is manned by people with farming experience, either farmers or farmers' wives or people that have a lot of farming connections. And they're manning at 7 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night every day of the year. So I've got the number here.
I'll tell you what, I'll put that on the screen, and I'll put it in the description of the video. But good.
Equally,
we can link that all. I presume there's will be a website as well.
Yes, there's a website, and there's an email as well. You can email. Just not anonymously really, or just send an email in. And,
absolutely. So we'll stick that. We'll plaster that all over the video and in the description. And secondly, if you're not struggling but you want to help and you want to get involved as a farmer or not as a farmer even, is there a way to do that? You
could go on the website, the FCN website, and there's a way there of accessing the organisation to volunteer or to talk to someone about volunteering and getting involved.
I see. Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
I think that would be really important to a lot of people, and it's one of those things that when you head down in any line of work, head down, especially in the thick of calving or lambing or harvest or whatever is your busy period, you don't have time to necessarily search those things out. So at least if someone hears about it now or from a friend, they can access it. Great.
We've been TB testing today.
Yes.
And that isn't particularly stressful here, is it?
No.
But they reckon there's about 4,500 farming families who have to test, not knowing whether they're going to be reactors, and often there are reactors, and that can be very stressful. So
absolutely,
FCN's been quite involved, and we were involved in a study to see how much it was actually affecting the individuals and the humans, rather than just the livestock that are affected by TB.
Definitely, I agree. Certainly, up here it's a different kettle of fish most of the time.
Nationally, it is an issue.
I go in and working in Wales for a little bit, just a few weeks last summer. It's a different sort of atmosphere because they know they could go down at any one point. They know the impact it's going to have, and I think there's a degree of helplessness about it. And certainly, within veterinary circles, there's more and more I guess, social sciences work, soft sciences, but still very important, you know, on how exactly things like TB and, you know, talking about 20 years ago, foot and mouth, how did that affect people? You know, because it's not just a balance sheet at the end of the day, is it? You know, there's a degree of compassion and pride, you know, people taking in their livestock and their farms. So when things go south, you know, they need someone to talk to, like FCN.
Yes.
Great.
Good.
Thanks, Don.
Thank you.